In addition to morphing, shape tweening has other uses, including the ability to tween gradients. So here we're going to create the background of our snowboarding website, and it's going to be a very subtle oscillating color gradient that changes over time. So if you want to, you can open 9.3 tweening gradients from the Chapter 9 directory of your exercise files. And if you want to create this on your own, the first thing we want to do is notice that the document size is now 700 by 500. Since this will be the first and bottommost layer of our website, we want to use those dimensions. I've also changed to 18 frames per second, but that's purely aesthetic at this point. We can see the result of that later on. And we want to make a shape that's the size of the full stage with a subtle blue border that comes from our gradient color, which is simply from white to light blue. If you're using the files provided, I've started you off with the very first frame of the gradient, which I'll show you in just a second. But if not, you can create any color gradient you wish. I would recommend white to light blue because that will eventually fit in with the aesthetic of our website. Since we're going to be showing this subtle oscillation throughout the time on the website, we want to make sure that it can play independently. So rather than linking it to the timeline of the main movie, we want to put this into a movie clip to begin with. So in the first frame of the sample file, that's already been done, but if you've just created your own shape, simply select it and create a movie clip from it. Since we need to work inside this movie clip, let's double-click to edit. And now we're inside the back gradient movie clip that was on the first frame of the stage. And we're going to create a couple of keyframes. We're going to go from the original gradient to a darker version and then back to the original again. So let's click on the item on the stage to look at the first gradient. If you go to your color mixer panel, you'll see that it starts with white and ends with a light blue. Let's go over to our timeline and put in a new keyframe at frame 25 using our F6 keyboard shortcut. And now you can either go over to the color mixer and drop the brightness of the blue to a little bit of a darker value, or you can go over to the swatches panel and pick the second gradient that's been provided in your sample file. So we'll do that, and let's go back up to the timeline again and put in one final keyframe at frame 50, again using the F6 keyboard shortcut, and we'll come back to the swatches panel and pull out our original color. Again, you can also be changing the brightness of the color if you're doing this on your own. All right, so now we have the original gradient, a darker version, and a return to the original version. So let's go back to the first keyframe and pull down our shape option from our tween menu in the properties inspector. And again, from 25 to 50, we'll come down and shape tween that as well. And as we scrub through the animation, you'll see that the gradient darkens as it moves between the first and second keyframe, and then it lightens again when moving from the second to third keyframe. And because the file will loop, because this is inside a movie clip, we will essentially get a perpetual oscillating effect from light to dark to light. So let's take a look at this in preview. So subtly over time, perhaps 2 seconds or so, the gradient will darken and then lighten, and this can go on in the background. If you find this distracting, of course, you can stop it, or you can make the change in gradients much more subtle, or make it happen over a much longer period of time. That's one of the benefits of having our movie clip separated from our main timeline, because we can have the movie clip operating independently from our movie. All right, let's return to our main movie and save, and then we will go on to the next topic, which is motion tweening.